Me?
No, I'm better.
Yeah, you are better.
See how much echo there was?
Yeah. But I don't want to put the foam up there. It just won't look pretty.
I think all up there.
Yeah, I think so too. Okay, so we were chatting about Grumpy Bear podcast and what we would talk about.
Yeah. Well.
I only say that because I'm like, where do we leave off? And we need to talk about where we left off.
I don't know what we were talking about, but basically we decided that we're going to do something, and we just hit record. So this is the first.
The first ever.
But we were just talking about this room, and I don't know what we were talking about. We're just talking about the podcast, like the chair and stuff like that.
Are you still game for the sign, the Leave It Better sign?
Well, I'm game for a sign, but I don't know what I
Not
want
necessarily
to say.
Leave It Better.
Yeah. We want to put something on this wall.
I think a light would be nice.
Something. Right now it's just a grass wall.
I know. It does need something. But somebody's birthday is coming up.
Yours? Yeah.
No, yours.
I don't like gifts.
Well, okay. You're still going to get one.
But I'll take one this time.
You're still going to get one. I like to do the balloons and stuff and, bake you a cake. Although I'm not quite of a baker, so we'll see how that turns out.
I just like quality time, experiences, hang out, gifts if they're thoughtful, but not gifts for the sake of gifts. Yeah. Yeah, because it's like I don't want to feel like a burden on Christmas, birthdays, No. I understand some people are like, love language is gifts. It's not mine.
Okay. Well, it's nice that you have low expectations.
I mean, that was a separate statement. You can do whatever you want for the birthday if it has to do with this, but that was a separate statement in general.
Yeah.
I don't know. But no, we're just, I guess I thought it would be, we were talking about a podcast in general, not that there's a shortage of podcasts out there, but just because of everything we're doing, that we would do it. And we figured we already got all the stuff in this room, so let's just hit record.
Well, and I think because we're filming it right now at Common Desk, or we're going to try to film parts in Dallas, maybe if we can, Montana. And so I think it's a good opportunity to talk about.
That's the show.
Right. I know, but Grumpy
This
Bear.
is the podcast.
But why can't the podcast talk about the show
behind
the scenes?
For sure.
So I think it kind of goes hand in hand, and we can talk about certain things. So we could talk about sets. Like, for instance, we could use this part later, but the bit about where he talked about the prostitutes. we'd have to like tell a background story of that. Yeah. And I feel like this would be a perfect place to do it.
That's a good cliffhanger. We're not even going to explain that statement. Just let people wonder what the hell is she talking about.
But I think you need to include my clip. It's so funny.
Which one?
How my improv on how I said, but I got out of that a long time ago. And
Maybe.
It was for sales.
Maybe that'll be in the active.
You have to
outtakes.
take the relationship part.
There's outtakes. There can be outtakes. Outtakes are always better, I think. Like, I used to watch the Friends DVDs back in the day, and the bloopers was like my favorite thing. Like the outtakes. You got to leave space for that.
We have plenty of space for that.
We have a lot of that. But yeah, no, this is, I don't know. I think the show, like the whole thing with Grumpy Bear was supposed to be like, it was supposed to be like 5 things, like when I started it. Coffee was one. The film was another. Accountability. This kind of like, I think New Year's resolutions is a great time frame for that, where like if you're going to set a resolution, tell me what it is, and can I hold you accountable, or can our notebooks, or can something hold you accountable to it? So that's 3. The film festival, which we already did, at least the first one, and I have so many ideas for that. I can't wait. I have a whole. wrote it on the whiteboard the other day, but it's gone now. That was that. And then just people that actually do need a little bit of help where they can connect with Josh, you know?
Yeah.
So those were 5 things for Grumpy Bear. It's just the idea was to, I don't know, don't be a grumpy bear, you know?
Yeah. Talk about the film festival, the first one. I mean, some people haven't heard about it, so I think it'd be a really good opportunity to, what is it? Like, what did you expect? What were the limitations? What were the requirements for people to apply?
There was like no requirements on this first one because so the reason why I did it was because the first creative film I made was for a random film entry. Like it just it gave me an excuse to create. There was a couple things. One, it gave me urgency or like this deadline, and I had to pick a topic, make a film by a date, get it done. The second thing is it gave me this like excuse because I think that people are, especially me, if you're not like an established filmmaker or creative, people kind of judge you. Like, what are you trying to be, an influencer? Are you trying to be this? You're trying to be that? And it's like, maybe I am. But at the time, you know, when I said, hey, I'm entering a film festival, people were like, oh, cool. Right. Whereas if I was making this film just to make it, folks that don't get it are just kind of like, you're just like making a video, you know? But if you say it's for something, it kind of gives you a little bit of an excuse. And so I wanted to provide people one, like a deadline, a nudge, but also this excuse to create because it helped me. And we didn't have any parameters in the first one. It was just go make something. I just had to have coffee. That was it. And so in the future, we'll have more parameters. But in the first one, I just wanted to say, go make a video about coffee, be creative.
So you gave them, the creators, a purpose and their audience a reason.
Yeah,
right?
just
so a purpose for them to create, and on the other side is, why are you doing it?
Mm-hmm. Just a little.
Like a little bit of a
nudge.
Blanket protection too of a reason to create.
And it goes into the whole idea of like accountability. Like you're kind of it's like a personal trainer. Some people hire a personal trainer just for an accountability partner, not even the workout. Yeah. But it's like, I know so-and-so is going to keep me moving. They're going to make me finish. They're going to make me show up.
Yeah.
That's what personal trainers are most of the time.
And how did you judge the winner?
Well, we had our whole team judge. And so everyone ranked them. We picked like top, I don't know if we had 10. I think we had 8 that we like put into the finalists. And there's various criteria. Some of it was production. A lot of it was story. Really, I wanted to see your video and feel something, or feel like it had a complete like beginning, middle, and end. And then I put it in front of the team. So we had like 6 people judge, I think. 5 or 6 or 7. I can't remember. Everyone on our team judged. That got back to me in time. And everyone ranked their tops. So that's kind of how we did it.
Well, and I looked at them after you had already announced. And
oh, really? I thought you voted.
Well, I didn't know if we were going to include that I knew.
Well,
I thought voted. It was a secret.
Your vote counted.
My vote counted. Okay, so I'll say this. The reason
You're
why...
on the team.
Well, I know. I just didn't know. I didn't know. But my reason for...
Welcome to the team.
Thanks. It's an honor. The reason why I picked the number 1, I wish I can remember. I can't remember at the top. But I liked the lighting that he chose. And the lighting was very complex. Like, it was dynamic.
A teal and orange look.
Yeah.
The guy that won?
Yeah, the guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And not only, he created a story too, where it kind of was, I was interested on, he did a flashback and a flash forward. So when he drank coffee, he was in a completely different time and place. So when he drank coffee, it took him back to a certain time, I guess. And I just really liked how, I don't know, like whenever he went back in a different time, he completely changed the filter. He changed the lighting. It was almost like the sun was always at that sun-kissed moment, every time he went back. And so he had to time that perfectly. And I saw that, and I thought that was really cool how he did that. And so not only was the story of where is he going to end up next, but I liked the different coloration.
That's a big thing I try to do. I'm trying to make sure. So this is our first production of this, and I had it on manual focus, and so I think I've been blurry this entire time.
I know. I felt like what I was saying was really good.
I know. I'm sorry. I apologize.
Maybe I'm blurry.
We're trying to do it. So he did a good job with the teal and orange, but that's a big thing I tell photographers is like the time of day is one of the most critical things. So many people can't figure out, like there's very simple things in photography that you can fix without any effort. One of them's time of day. And like lighting is such a big part of photography that, like if you're filming inside, for example, face the window. If you're filming yourself or taking portraits, and just angling towards like natural light can give you shadows if you want it to be dramatic, or a complete fill if you're facing directly at the window. But like I don't take any photo unless it's cloudy outside, and then you can film all day. But I won't even touch my camera for most of the day because the sun's just above you. And so the colors are different, everything, shadows are different. And so I think that's what they did, is they just filmed kind of those golden hours, probably at sunset.
Yeah. Well, and then the other content creator that I really liked. Do you need my help?
No, keep going.
Oh, the other content creator that I really liked, and I want to add their on the screen here, but the reason why I liked his too, not only was it was just cool of him filming.
Sorry.
I gotta wait for you to like. You're just like,
we're doing a full podcast. This is like a rough and tumble podcast.
So he was an older gentleman and he filmed, and I remember him being, I think he was on the dock or whatever. But one thing that I really liked that he said is, he goes, I submitted this for a film festival. So exactly what you had just started, what you said earlier about giving someone a purpose and the audience a reason, was exactly what this person did. Was you gave them what he needed to create something, because that's what he said. He was like, oh, I'm doing this for the film festival. And I thought that was really cool, because it really tied in with the whole reason why we're doing the Grumpy Bear Film Festival, was because to inspire. And it was like, if you didn't do this, would he have made this video? I don't know.
Remember that, and that like meant a lot.
Yeah.
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 And I'm sorry, I can't remember everyone's name. I don't even remember my nieces or nephews' names, though. Don't feel bad.
Well, we also, the Grumpy Bear Fest,
a few months
Grumpy
ago.
Bear, it was like 2-3 months ago when we looked at it and judged everything. So, but we're going to tag. We'll tag.
Yeah.
But I know, I wish I could remember.
First place was like the coffee takes you places. I think second place was
the baby
crying.
Yeah.
Who got third place?
I mean, I don't know if the guy I'm talking about got third
outdoor.
place.
Yeah, the nostalgic photos.
Oh, right. So yeah, the gentleman who I'm talking about, he didn't rank. But
he was like older
older
man,
gentleman
old guy.
who was on the
his
dock.
handle.
Yeah,
we'll tag it. Sorry about that, but
yeah, I thought that was.
I mean, I could look this up, but
yeah, look it up right now because I'm curious of their names.
Sorry, everybody, I'm just blanking out.
Well, we didn't prepare for this.
So yeah, let's just keep talking about that.
Yeah, we didn't prepare for this, and those are the ones that stood out to me. Why did you choose, or do you know what everyone said about the? I guess it was like reflecting in the past, the older videos footage. I can't remember which one that was. It was they ranked third place.
Honors Heritage.
So third place was okay. So go through the top. So who won number one?
So I remember it was Josh Greenbaum.
Okay, so Josh Greenbaum.
He won. Sammy Vasquez, and I remembered these names, but I didn't want to guess.
Wait. I want to remind.
Josh Greenbaum.
He was the one who did the
good lighting,
reflecting back and the
coffee
lighting.
takes you places.
Yep. Okay. Second place.
Sammy Vasquez. He did the baby crying, which that was one of my favorites.
So why was it your favorite? I'm just curious.
It just.
Oh, sorry.
There's so many things about storytelling. Just the way he included the clock, the baby crying, and he got up, and it was a creative way of incorporating coffee into it. So it wasn't just about coffee, but it was. There was two different storylines going on at once. He was dealing with a crying baby in the middle of the night, and then he was also drinking coffee. And I know I don't want to talk about this too much on a podcast because no one's gonna know what we're talking about unless we put these over.
No, I
overlay
think we
it.
should. We will.
Okay, we can overlay it. Yeah, maybe on the video, but audio. So he made coffee in the middle of the night because he had a baby crying, And then Honors Heritage, he had just like a nostalgic. He makes coffee and has all these photos. His framing was really good. Throwback videos. It was just compositionally, his was really, really good.
When I watched it, my first thought is, man, I wish I had videos like that when I was a kid. You know, not to sound old or anything.
Yeah. No, I know.
But
Yeah.
we don't have a lot of video footage of us as kids versus now. It's like our phones are attached. Like we are our phones, right? So we have our phones.
You had to
we're
have a
filming
camcorder
everything.
back in the day.
I didn't have that.
I know it was an extra thing, and it was like weird to bust it out.
Yeah, it was.
bizarre.
And so it's like you see those things, and there are just moments where when I watch that video, I wish that I had that. And so that's that feeling that, to me, I thought really stood out when I watched it was, wow, that made me feel something. Whether or not what he put in front of me, like I the exact clips, I can't really remember his clips per se, but I can remember how I felt, and that's what really
That's
matters.
the thing, is we wanted you to feel something with these videos. So like Keegan Jasper, obviously he makes good stuff. He was in there, Nature Hike UK, Matt Schmaltz, the old video guy. That's who you were talking about.
What's his name?
The old video guy.
Oh my God, that's his
That's
name.
that's what I was saying.
His name is
That's
the
what I was-
old video guy.
That's what I was saying. It was his actual
Okay,
handle.
well, I didn't want to be rude, so I called him the older gentleman.
Well, I know, but that's what I was. I wasn't being, I was actually saying, no, that's his handle. Gabe in the Wild was another one. And then Flex of a Feather. She had a really good story. She was.
What was hers again?
She had like an intro where she had like some crazy health scare. And then it was like,
Oh,
just
that's right. That's right.
Yeah. So she had a good like emotional like hook.
I actually thought that was an interesting perspective or a good take. I don't know if she did this on purpose, but given your story on the tumor in your leg that you had to deal with, I don't know how much you vocalized that, but when I first saw this, I thought, wow, that's really smart. She kind of knew her judges. Granted, I don't know.
I think she just told her story.
I think she did too. I think she did too. But whenever I first saw it, I thought, wow, I wonder if she knew your story, because I know your whole team voted and reviewed it, but that was just one of those things where it was, that's good to know your judges.
Yeah, no, I think, she just kind of, I think that's part of what was cool about leaving it sort of open-ended.
Yeah.
I think creators do need parameters. Like you do need to put people in a box.
I think so too.
And creativity can flourish in a box.
Yeah.
So we'll do more of that in the future. I didn't want to create a shit ton of parameters out the gate.
Yeah.
Be like naive to think we're going to get thousands of entries in the first one. Now I did have $1,000 cash prize, which is bigger than a lot of these festivals. So hopefully we'll get, and I paid them all out. Everyone got paid. And so hopefully in the future, we get more. I really want to do like a film festival later. This is the idea I was talking about earlier. I think it'd be really cool. I don't want to talk about it too much, but I think there's a cool way to do it in Montana with like other like events happening and other openings and stuff. But
What do you mean? Like you want to?
I just think there's some really cool experiential stuff we could do around like film and like events and concerts. But
Yeah.
these are just ideas. I have so many ideas.
I mean, there's so many film festivals out there. I mean, being Austin based, there's a film festival in Austin.
There's and film festivals they can be a lot. Like there's a lot of ways to do them.
Yeah.
But I want to make some experiential stuff. We'll see. That's, that's like one piece of Grumpy Bear though.
I know. I just wanted to talk about it.
You like the film festival?
Well, yeah, I like all of it, but I felt like the film festival was so recent and it included other people, and I thought it would be a good idea to talk about it and the favorites and.
Yeah, I wish we would have been able to do more on it. It was just like going into the holidays, surgery kind of threw me off a little bit, and then the holidays but I want to do a lot more with it.
This was the inaugural Grumpy Bear Festival. So next year we'll have another one. And I do think, have you thought about the next, like the parameters too? You talked about the box. Like, what are your thoughts? How are you going to?
Well, I think there needs to be I would like to work towards best like cinematography, best storytelling.
Yeah,
maybe
that's good.
like best coffee video or whatever, best adventure. I don't know. There's all sorts of ways to do it. I don't know if we do like a best drone video, because I also want to make sure that like there's not too many hurdles to get to. I want this to be very accessible to people.
Okay, but this is super random, but this kind of made me think of whenever I had to take in college, I did this English 101, and it was you had the C paper, the B paper, and the A paper. And you could do the bare minimum and you can get a C in the class. Some people are okay with that.
I was okay with that.
Okay, so see,
I was happy with that.
I flunked the class, so I had to go for the A paper in order to pass. So I had to work extra hard. And anyway, so you had the C requirements, the B requirements, and the A requirements. And you know, if you're okay with winning third place or whatever, if you're like, my goal is to just submit. You know, sometimes that's a great goal, is to just submit. But then it's like if you want to be in this category, or if you want to be in the C category, B category, A category, like make it challenging. I mean,
we can. But I think, you know, if you have a great story, like I think a Blair Witch Project, which was like, it won all these awards and it was awful I thought. But because
I ever watched
it was just like the shaky handheld camcorder video. But it was way ahead of its time because it was authentic. So people thought it was scary because it felt underproduced. And so you can still win with a good story. The reason why I said the drone thing is because you have to have certain licenses and pilot licenses to do stuff like commercially.
Yeah.
And I don't want to like hit a certain limit of, even I thought about that with music, where like if they're entering it and they're using licensed music for a cash prize. So like those are certain things in the future where I'd love to work with a brand, like a platform like Artlist or MusicBed or somebody like, or Licked or whoever that could maybe help with music. But you know, I don't know when we'll have the next one, maybe this summer, maybe this fall.
But I think it's important for that to be a requirement anyway, is you have to have music that's permitted, because that's something that you have to pay attention to as a content creator. So if someone wants to grow their audience and they want to grow their platform and they want to grow their skills, they need to make sure to pay attention to the laws like drones. They need to pay attention to the music that they're using. It's small things, but it's important.
Yeah. And not everyone knows it. So I want to make sure that I'm not like creating too many constraints, because I would hate for someone to like make an amazing video and then I'm like, well, dude, you used a Bon Iver song, you know, or whatever, and I can't like qualify them or something. I don't know. That's a conversation for like the next parameters, because I'll get buried in the weeds. Music holds me up all the time. Such a big part of videos. Yeah.
I mean, I think this is like maybe 2 years down the line too, but you could also talk to them kind of like how, again, it's like, I think about, I can't remember that music show. It's like really popular, American Song or whatever. It was Simon Cowell or whatever. But I know Bobby Bones was
American Idol.
I couldn't remember what it was, but Bobby Bones was like, he kind of came on and he gave them advice. Like he listened to their song and then gave them advice before they went up and actually sang it. So I think maybe a couple years down the line, or maybe even next year, you can give them an opportunity. Hey, submit it, and then I'll give you my feedback, and then you can submit it in the final.
We'll get there.
I know, but that's exciting stuff. It's fun to talk about. I like it.
I love filmmaking, and film festivals is interesting. You know, there's so many out there. Hopefully ours is a good value add, but
yeah.
I don't know. What else? What else were we talking about earlier?
So we were just going through, do you want to talk about Common Desk, about filming it?
I mean, we can talk. I don't know. Like, let's talk about the new year, and let's talk about, I don't know. Let's call it a podcast idea. Mm-hmm. I always mock, like there's so many pointless podcasts that pop up every day.
Yeah.
But they're not pointless if you're into the people. Like, do we need another sports podcast? Do we need another whatever? But for all the however many podcasts there are out there, so many of them I don't care about. You know, and if it's like the right person would talk about this topic I'm interested in, then I'll listen to it. Because there's only a handful of people I even pay attention to. I don't have that much time, but so I've never. We almost did a podcast last year. A good friend of mine she produced a podcast, like a big one, and then Josh was going to be a part of it, but we just couldn't line. It was just like hard,
Yeah.
And so I don't know. You and I literally thought about this, like, I guess 30 minutes ago.
I know. Well, it was one of those where setting up the camera equipment, but this is a good example of, like we're going to give ourselves excuses to not film anything. And I just thought, well, why not? How long will it take? Let's just set up the cameras and we're just chatting here. This is literally what we were doing.
I know.
If the cameras weren't here.
So like, that's why I want to maybe talk about maybe on the fly plan a tad bit, because this wasn't something I thought I would do because one, bandwidth, two, like what's the purpose, but now stuff's starting to come together because like
Right.
Drafter Media is really a media company and we have different channels that I create content through. And so we're pulling back from like software and certain services to focus on just content production. And so the podcast idea made sense because we can hit more questions and like through Instagram, for example. How about this? What if we went through the Instagram goals? So I posted a story today.
Oh, you did?
Yeah. And I asked people what their goals are for 2024. And we have a lot of responses. But that's what I mean. It's like podcast format gives you an opportunity to answer more questions. And we'll get more structured over time, I think. I don't know what format will be the best. But let's see. Let's just see what ideas are in here. So I asked, what are your 2024 goals to my Insta stories? And we got, I don't know, 100 or so responses already. So now my audience is from all over the world. So like that's contextual for what you get. So like someone said, I'll just go to the top and shout out to everybody who responded. I see some familiar faces in here, but I'll just read random ones. Visit USA. Stress less. Try and smile more and be present. Start a YouTube channel and adventure more.
Ooh, cool.
Yeah. A buddy of mine, buy land in Montana. Really, he means buy more land.
Buy more land.
Be the best husband, dad I can be. Make health, faith, reading and journaling a priority. So like very present.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah. Visit Montana one more time before college.
Nice.
I should almost like talk to him like, why are you going to college?
Oh yeah.
Take a clear shot of Jupiter. So we have taking photos of the stars basically. Back in the gym. He had neck surgery. So trying
neck
to get
surgery.
back.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
so trying to rehab. I feel you. I had my surgery a few weeks ago and it was a pain not being able to work out and get in the sauna.
You still can't.
Still can't. I mean, I can kind of work out.
I wouldn't recommend the sauna.
I need to lose the 8 pounds I gained over the holidays and during surgery. Chocolate ice cream got me.
Water weight.
No, it's fat. It's fat. Let's not lie to ourselves. The camera adds, a few pounds, but I have several cameras on me.
Dang it. Why did you do that? I was going to say that. You have to let me have something.
Oh, sorry. I teed you up. Someone said to not have distractions. There's something there's several of these are in different languages. I'd have to translate. Create more content, run a marathon. Can't read that one.
I think it's cool though, whenever, for those who don't send you something in English, that you do take the effort to look at what it says and translate it and respond back. I mean, that would mean a lot to me if I sent a message to someone and, that extra effort that you took to figure out what they said, that means a lot.
Yeah, it's really cool that they have those features baked into Instagram and TikTok. In fact, I had not a conversation, but I reached out to a guy on Facebook today. Mm-hmm. He's Ukrainian, and so I used Google Translate to send him a message.
Cool.
Fingers crossed that it made sense, but yeah. Someone doesn't have a goal. I actually had a couple. Another person said, I don't know. So some people want direction, peace, Build a homestead. That's cool. Live in a camper. That's cool. Balance. More life.
You gave me a couple ideas though. So pause on that really quick. The other day I asked you, I said, what are a couple things, not necessarily resolutions, but it could be a resolution that you started that you're really glad that you did. It could be something really small that you still do. Like it could have been a couple years ago when you said, I want to do XYZ. So for me, it was, I want to make my bed in the morning. Every day, make my bed.
You've been doing a good job.
Thanks. Yeah. Well.
4 for 4.
So, it's like those are good things. It's like, so give a couple examples like that I think are easy wins for me.
Yeah.
Make bed. What else? I feel like a couple.
Well, the gratitude thing was big for me. Like every day listing 3 to 5 things. You can pick your number if you want it to be 3, 4, or 5, whatever you can do. But they're little things. And I'm actually going to start journaling in my Grumpy Bear journal here. So I'm going to hold it up.
Yes.
So this is going to be my gratitude journal, I think. The Grumpy.
Gosh.
Don't be a Grumpy Bear.
That looks spectacular.
Yeah, you can be the Grumpy Bear.
Who found that and
I don't know who designed it or found it, but I know you can get them on grumpybearcoffee.com. Someone on the team did it. It's impossible to know. Priscilla did this.
They sound great.
Priscilla did this. She's great.
She sounds hideous.
Anyway, so writing, like, I don't know what I'm going to do. 3 to 5. I might make it like, I don't know, 4. I don't know. We'll see. But the idea is, and this is like scientific, there's been studies on practicing gratitude in this way. Not like, oh, I'm glad I have water today. Not things we take for granted, but little things. And so specific details that you're happy for each day. So like today, I'm glad we woke up and went to the gym. Like we woke up, I'm happy that happened. I had a really productive time at the coffee shop today. I really enjoyed that. We recorded a podcast. This is fun.
Yeah.
And I could pick a couple other things. Oh, we put the Christmas decorations up. Like little details that you're happy about. Stuff that would go unnoticed normally.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I'm glad I have a roof over my head. I'm glad I had gas in my car.
Right.
Like, yes, we're happy for those, but that's where toxic positivity comes in, where
guilt.
And like, you got to do the little things, and then you realize, oh, I did have a nice day. And if you focus on those smaller things, it shows that over time, you actually report more happiness and positivity.
Yeah.
And so I want to do this both for like the practice of it. I did this last year mentally. At one point in the day, I would just try to think of a few things I was happy for. Like I made it a habit. But I want to actually write it down this year. And I think it'd be cool to look back. Now all of a sudden you have like little happy things throughout the entire year. Mm-hmm. So I can look back on January 2nd, of what we did that day. And like, oh, wow, we put up Christmas decorations this day. Like, oh, wow, Priscilla gave me a back rub this day. Oh, wow, Priscilla cooked me dinner. Oh, wow, there's a lot of that in here.
Priscilla sounds great.
Priscilla sounds fantastic. You're going to love this one because it's only things I'm happy about.
Another reason I love this book. All the grateful things about
I think it'd be cool to write it down, though, and have like a year of stuff. So, like, I think everyone should order. Well, you don't even have to have one of these, but if you want to order this exact one, but in the meantime, just start writing it down so you can transfer it over and have a single journal. I
am a notebook snob, and so I do like the thickness of the paper. It's smooth. Mm-hmm. I do pay attention to those things.
Yeah. No, I love notebooks. Like I like field notes. We need to get some field notes ordered. I like those little things you can put in your back pocket.
Yeah.
Like I really like just being able to write down little notes. I like to write down ideas. So like whenever I have an idea, and then I'll put like checks next to it if it's still a good idea.
See, that's the thing. You and I are both Enneagram 3s. So we love checking things off of our list.
Are you sure you're an Enneagram 3?
What do you think I am? If you had to guess.
I don't know. I don't know all the Enneagrams.
You say that. You said that was such.
I feel like you're a wing. You're one of the wings, probably. What's the 2?
Well, yeah.
No, but I'm saying you might. Service?
Yeah.
You might be an Enneagram 2, wing 3. You ever think about that?
No.
No?
Because I don't like to serve anybody else, really, but you. Mm-hmm. Well, that sounds bad.
That's fine for me.
I know. It's fine. No, because it's more of a personal thing. Service is, I don't feel fulfilled. I don't know. I don't feel fulfilled by serving others. I like to do it, but for me, at the end of the day, what makes me feel like good about myself is that I checked off the things that I need to do. And also, if I feel like crap, or if there's a task that's in front of me that I don't think I can do, I turn to an unhealthy 9 and I procrastinate. I sleep. I don't know, all the things. So there's just I have a lot of 3s.
We kind of are the same thing, I guess. It's giving me patience.
Me giving
Empathy.
you patience?
No, I'm saying like sometimes
That's
when you,
true.
sometimes, when you see that, like whenever like you're, like not you, but like anyone, when you see someone do something you would do, you have more like gratitude that they're patient with you. You know?
Right, yeah.
If you're ever doing something that would drive like nuts or whatever, I can be like, well,
okay,
I'm going to need her to be patient with me when I'm like that.
Okay, you remember how earlier I said, hey, you know how we sent out the Grumpy Bear coffee? Because you had that on the whiteboard.
Mm-hmm.
Send Grumpy Bear coffee.
Yeah.
And do you remember what I asked you?
Didn't it feel good to check it off? It did feel good.
It did feel good, didn't it?
Yeah. There's so many levels of that feels good, though.
I was mainly like feeding off of that, of what that must have felt like to like cross it off the list.
Yeah. We're consolidating our fulfillment process right now, Grumpy Bear.
Yeah.
The coffee, because we have so much new like different products in different places, and so we're it's part of being a startup.
Yeah, we sent out 2 whole bean bags yesterday and 1 ground decaf
And some mugs.
Yeah.
Which those will be flying here soon.
Yeah. I wish we had a mug handy.
They're not even public. We don't have any mugs in here.
Mugs. We just ordered them. We've got 500 in the garage.
Minus the ones that broke.
I know you pick it up. It's like,
yeah. Not everything makes it here safely.
That's all right.
Joys of launching a small biz, but
yeah,
we're excited. I don't know. I'm just excited about this year, but we'll get some folks in here. I think what we do is we make people come to this office and talk with us.
Yeah.
And then when we're on the road, of course, you'll have to be with me. We can sit down with some folks.
Of course, we're together.
Well, not all the time.
I know, but I want to be together as much time as possible.
So if I'm on the road and I have a really cool guest I can interview, how are we going to do it? Are you going to like Skype in, or are you just going to say, it's okay, you can go without me? It's not going to be the same without you, though.
See. Yeah, go without me, of course.
Because I kind of need the extra personality. I don't really have much, I can't drive the energy, the charm.
Yes, you do. We feed off of each other's energy. That's
what I mean. Yeah, I'll by there. I'll just be like, so welcome back to. I'm gonna go back to not talking on videos.
I have a lot to talk about, but the problem is I will go in so many different directions, and I feel like your strength is really okay. Let's bring it back in. Yeah, you rein me in a lot.
Well, okay. Let's go back to the comments. Ooh.
Oh right,
I told you should have got the other glass of wine, but
I got the whole bottle right here.
Did you? Is there some left? So tonight's beverage of choice is white wine. I don't know if we'll ever have a coffee podcast because I'm not a morning like talker.
Well,
I don't know. I can talk in the mornings, but I'd rather like write. I don't know. Someone wants to find a wife. Someone wants to be happy.
Find a wife.
Find one.
Okay.
Hey, listen. I tell you what. You can manifest that. If you put your energy towards a thing, and optimize for it, you'll find it.
So did you manifest a wife?
I think so. Maybe. We'll see. Impossible. No.
We will see.
TBD.
Just ask.
Yeah.
The ball's in your court.
I don't know about the balls to manage these balls in my cart. Is that I stay away from stay away from bad habits. Travel with my wife to Colorado. Move to the Pacific Northwest. Be consistent. Again, visit the USA. I love that there's so many folks from around the world that
I do too.
I can show like different parts of the country because I've learned, I don't know, I see so many people show me videos of different parts of like their countries. There's places in the Middle East I had no idea were so beautiful. Like we have such a small mind
Yeah.
as Americans.
When you go on your lives, I really like it when you say, hey, where are you guys from? And the amount of people who comment where they're from.
Yeah, that's cool.
I think that's the coolest thing because we're all doing the same thing in different parts of the world. Like we're all watching your live or we're all doing, I don't know. I just think that's super cool. I love that.
Yeah, more gratitude, more travel. Someone wants to be a photographer. You just made me think of, let's go on TikTok live right now while we're doing this. Let's just experiment with stuff.
God, yes.
We're just going to experiment with this. Of course, I need to make sure I'm logged into the right account. That would be bad.
Oh, I've done that before.
We have client accounts. All right. What else? While I'm doing this, you need to carry the show.
Oh, well,
You got to carry us.
I was just, I was thinking about food and thinking about dinner. And one thing that we were talking about doing is on Deep Snap's YouTube is putting food, incorporating food because his dad has a green egg. And if you know anything about green eggs, it's a cult.
Yeah, he loves his green egg.
In fact, when I first met him and I knew that he was cooking from a green egg, I was like, oh, you're cooking from a green egg? Like, I just know that the food that you cook in it tastes amazing. And he goes, yeah, I got one word for you. Just like this, like
he called it out.
Silence. And I go, what? And he goes, cults. It was just the funniest thing. And I agree. He's got like a green egg hat and an apron. It's hilarious. But the food, amazing. So yeah, so we were talking about how his dad would cook on the green egg and what his dad would have on the green egg. Should we get the lav mics?
Well, no, it's fine.
Why not?
Well, I don't know. We did the pause. I don't know where the
So
lav
let's
mics are.
pause.
No, it's fine. We'll keep going. I don't want to stop that.
But I feel like it would. How can they hear me from way over here? I have important things to say.
This is a test run.
And I want everyone to hear me too.
Just for, we don't have the right cable plugs.
You left them in Dallas?
Yeah, they're in Dallas.
Oh, I wanted to get mine back from you.
All right, y'all. So I'm going to talk to TikTok live for a second.
Okay, wait. Right. But hold on. But this is why we need to bring one back.
What?
So you don't have two of the UGC?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
No, because we put both of the new iPhone.
I know that's what I'm saying. How we need to bring one back here. I need to have mine back.
We could plug it in this iPhone. That's logged into TikTok.
Oh, well, it's all right. You're already logged in. I just want.
What's up, y'all? So we're recording a test episode of the Grumpy Bear podcast, and so we thought we'd go live and see if anyone had questions. This is just a new thing. This was not a planned thing. It wasn't an idea long term. I don't have a way to frame this so you can see it, both of us at the same time. Anyway, Anyway, so let us know your questions while we record. So what else, Priscilla? I'm
not fully in it though. But I gotta be in it.
There you go.
Don't center me in it.
Well, I'll move it because it's vertical.
Oh, it's too challenging for us to both be in it. They probably all can. It's okay. You can put it on you.
We'll rotate it based on who's talking.
No, it's okay. You can have
So we're doing a podcast. If you have any questions, let us know. We were just talking about how people are from all over the place. So first, let me know where you're from. And then, let me know what questions you have. Because me and Priscilla are doing our first ever podcast. So there you go. Keep talking. You got to give me something to go with.
Well,
you have to carry it.
Yeah, so we were just saying the whole purpose of why we were like, oh, let's pull up TikTok Live is because one of my favorite things about Aaron's lives is that when he says, hey, where is everybody from? And when everyone says where they're from, I just think it's so cool how we're all around the world and doing the same thing. And I don't know. I love that. And I think that's really cool.
All right.
So that's why we brought that on.
So what else for 2024?
Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, you can't go through your thing.
Yeah, if y'all have questions, let me know. So we're trying to record a podcast where we engage more. We're trying to find a new format. And there was no plan. We just hit record. So figured we connect. So Instagram, I posted an Instagram story and we got a lot of questions or goals for 2024. So if you have any questions, we can talk about it.
Put what your New Year's resolution is in the comments.
Yeah.
Small things.
What's your New Year's resolution? Let me know. What's your plan?
Because one thing I noticed earlier is your resolution of be grateful and say things to yourself that makes you grateful for XYZ, whatever. Small things, big things. I'm grateful that I woke up and went to the gym today, you know? And mine was more task oriented.
Yeah.
Make my bed every day, because as an Enneagram 3, I feel like I'm going to be spending my life convincing you I'm an Enneagram 3.
No, I think you are. I think you are. You already did.
Well, no. It's
Case
like,
closed.
So making my bed in the morning is the first task of the first win. So I'm giving myself a win the first thing I do when I wake up today. So I'm already setting myself up for success. You know, it could be like, I don't know, but I just feel like that's a very tangible thing. It's an active thing. You wake up, you can just throw the sheets, however you define making your bed, I guess is what it is. But it could be drink water.
I like themes. So like we did back in 2014, we did Enjoy Life More 21-4.
Oh yeah, that's
right. So
right.
I think this year it's kind of the same thing, Enjoy Life More 2024, because last year was very much sprint, because I felt like last year I lived life like I had 1 year left to live. Kind of not necessarily like YOLO, like I'm, consequence free, but
Right.
I did it in a way that was like, take your 5-year plan and make it happen in the next 6 months was kind of just the deal. And so instead of me saying, hey, I'm going to pursue this one current venture, and then if that succeeds or fails, then I'll pursue the next one. The thing I was going, like, that I wanted to get to, I just said, F it. I'm just going to start pursuing that now. And that was Grumpy Bear Coffee. And it's funny how, like, if I would have done the normal, like, one thing at a time, which you do need to focus on one thing, but I was like kind of slogging, and I wasn't really happy with what we were pursuing. And I didn't have like the same content stuff going on at the time. And so I was gifted a little bit of an opportunity to say, hey, there is something viable about being like focusing on like content creation. I've always been a content creator, but for brands. So like I create 4 brands. I've done a lot of that for a decade. And so there's obviously money in production and agency and all that stuff. But being just saying like, I am a content, like that's what I do. That was so beyond me, even a year ago, I was just like, no, I mean, maybe in a couple years I'll get to that. And so all last year I lived like, gotta do this. And I burned myself out.
Yeah.
So I kind of did live like there was only 1 year left, and I hit a wall in November, I guess it was, when I got back from Oregon. I mean, I crashed.
Yeah.
Thanksgiving, I had a migraine for like 3-4 days.
I know.
Like I couldn't get out of bed, migraine. I think part of it was allergies, but I think it was just like I hit a wall. And I was like, could not get out of bed with like a splitting migraine, and then had surgery a couple weeks ago, 2-3 weeks ago now, I guess, 2.5 weeks ago.
Well, that cheesy saying that if you don't give your body rest, it'll take it whether you like it or not. And I don't know if that's truly what happened, but it could be a factor, plus allergies and getting back into Austin. And it's you go from Austin to Montana to Oregon so much, and the allergies are so different in every area that when you get back to one place, it just hits you. You don't have time to really get used to it.
Yeah, the big thing, someone asked why my wall is grass. Because I thought it was cool. That's why. We're recording a podcast for the first time. But the thing that was like crazy to me that I learned about was letdown headaches.
Yeah.
And again, I'm still trying to track everything down. I think I have like different headaches from different things. Migraines, or not migraines, allergies definitely are a problem here in Austin. I'm allergic to cedar. That's established. But letdown headaches are something that like your body produces. It goes into overdrive when you're stressed. And so like if you have all this cortisol and all this stuff coming in from like an attack, let's say you're like in the, back in the day, if you're being attacked and you have to survive, your body will suppress all these negative effects until the threat is gone. So yeah, so you'll basically have this suppression, and then once the threat is gone, your body relaxes, and then it's just like this overflood of like the floodgates open, and now you have what's called a letdown headache. So a lot of people get headaches, migraines, following stress when the stress is gone, not from the stress itself.
I don't necessarily get headaches, but I do get depression. It like comes
Might be the
in.
same thing. Might be the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, my head doesn't feel like it's going to explode necessarily, but I mean, the past couple days, I have been really just low in energy and just tired. And I have been low-key depressed, not like, you know, I don't know. It's more just coming back from the holidays and seeing friends and family and just trying to get back into the swing of things. I don't know if that'll work.
That's why it won't work, bro.
Oh, did someone say?
Yeah. Can't do it.
Oh, shit. Do you want my tripod?
No, it's fine.
All
Sorry,
right.
y'all.
We're just making it work.
We're making it work.
I'm so bummed that we don't have... I think we need to keep one thing for your phone and one thing for mine here.
Yeah, we will. We'll get it figured out.
When you go up on Saturday.
Yeah.
Bring
we'll
one.
We'll get it figured out.
Okay. I do that. Sorry. I like, well...
But yeah, no, people need to be aware of it. Like,
Yeah.
stress and letting your body, like, making time to rest.
Well, it's also knowing that what's going on. That's why I always talk about full moons, and full moon will change my mood. So if ever there's a time where you're feeling just really irritated and frustrated, it's like, if there's a full moon, it does kind of help add a little justification. Like, okay, wait, this isn't just me. Like, this is, the tides are changing, you know, or tides are changing. So
Yeah, no, I think that's something I want to track. I don't know. I want to go back and like
the moon.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many studies about it.
Yeah.
Apparently, surgeons won't perform surgery on a full moon.
Yeah, I want to look in all that because I've never been super in the moon stuff. So, favorite champagne, brother? I don't really have. This is a white wine. I don't know.
Oh, here. I can tell you.
Well, I don't.
Oh, yeah. Buttery Chardonnay. That's why you liked it.
Oh, Fry Brothers.
Frey
Frey.
Brothers. You want to show?
Yeah, it's a good wine, but I like bread and butter wine as well.
There you go, guys. It's very good. I really like this brand. Usually I drink the red, but this is the, obviously, Chardonnay. Which is so fun.
So that's our TikTok live question. How long we been going?
Is that live?
No. Let's see how we've been going.
I don't know. I can see how my cheeks are red in the video, though.
No, you can't. We've been going for 53 minutes.
Really?
Yeah.
Feels like we just started.
I don't know.
I love podcasts.
That's why you see these like 3-hour podcasts now.
I know, but you and I could talk for hours.
Yeah.
That's why we're in love.
It's crazy we can talk all day and still talk on a podcast.
That's why we're in love.
Oh. What else? Changing the subject.
He didn't like that.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We got the film coming up. The show. We got to finish filming.
Yeah, we have my bits to finish. We've basically, which is kind of funny that we didn't film mine. I think maybe it's just because we think for you and I, we can film Grumpy Bear at any point. Like, we just want to get those who are guests and stepping in. I guess I shouldn't say guests. They're part of the show. They're cast members of the show. We just want to utilize their parts because you and I, we have the camera equipment. We could do it at any point in time, but them, It's like we're limited on their time. And so we're just being respectful of their time. So you filmed yours. So mine is the last bit to film.
Yeah. We have to do ours. I do wish we would have just knocked it out when we were there, but that's part of the challenge is like you take it for granted, you know, like it was too easy to say, oh, we'll get this later. And I think that's a lesson where if you have ideas, it's worth the extra hour of effort always, you know. It's harder to replicate the scene.
This could be a New Year's resolution too, or a New Year's thing is I love the saying, do it now.
Yeah.
Do it now. Anytime.
Simple,
It's simple.
but meaningful.
do it now. Like I really want to send the Grumpy Bear coffee out. Just do it now. Do it now. So it's like, that's what I had to just do it now.
I think that's why I like this format as well, because there's so many ideas I've written down
Exactly.
that I just don't do because I didn't do them. And I like to produce things a certain way. So I need like a medium style format so we can just get information out.
Exactly. It was when we were talking about, we should be filming this on a podcast. We need to do it now.
That's what happened. So basically we just sat here and we said, hey, what if we just recorded this? And then next thing you know, we have a whole studio set up. But this is my office where I'm going to be filming YouTube videos, like at least the A-roll. I'm going to, almost all my filming's done like on the road or in the mountains.
His office is very magical.
Yeah, we got a vibe in here. The green grass wall, I like.
You just don't see it. I love it.
I just went to the hardware store, I guess Home Depot, and I just bought field turf and put it on the wall.
Yeah. Took staples, right?
Yeah.
You stapled it. Yeah.
Staple gun. Did this in my old drafter office back in the day, pre-COVID.
Yep. It still needs a little sign, I think. So we'll figure that out.
Yeah,
together.
I had the drafter sign before, and it looked awesome. But
it did look pretty sick.
We're gonna mix it up and do something else.
Yeah.
But you got a cool little create sign. I don't want to throw some up just to throw it up. I want to like.
I know. Well, that's why I don't want to.
Maybe even the Grumpy Bear logo would be cool, but
yeah,
we'll see. But we have a new website we're building right now to host all this stuff. That'll be cool.
What are you putting on the website?
The homepage. Well, we have two websites. So we have deepsnap.com and grumpybearcoffee.com. And Grumpy Bear Coffee is going to be very much the coffee company. So the only difference, like you're going to be able to buy coffee on DeepSnap, but if you want to get like auto ship subscriptions, like the Coffee Club, that'll be over on Grumpy Bear, and like wholesale and like the actual business. And so deepsnap.com will kind of act like a wholesaler of Grumpy Bear or a merchant or whatever. But yeah, DeepSnap, the problem is I have too many websites now. So I have a print store for art where you can buy print photography, which I'm installing in hotels and stuff. And so I really want to push that more this year, or at least make people aware of it. Not that I want to like push it, but I would love it if people knew that you can buy my prints. And there's like augmented reality. You can see it on your wall. It's a really cool website.
Yeah, your background, that's a print right there
it's
behind you.
Print. Yeah, it's one of my favorites. And drone shot in Coeur d'Alene. That was the coolest day.
Oh, that was in Coeur d'Alene?
That was Coeur d'Alene.
Oh, I didn't know that was Coeur d'Alene.
Yeah,
cool.
It got really cold overnight, and so the water was hotter than the air, and so there was this like fog. It looked like the clouds were on the ground. It was really cool.
Oh, that's cool. I love it.
Yeah, so the website, it'll have the newsletter. It's going to host the Grumpy Bear newsletter, which was like the Deep Snap newsletter all last year. Have all the color palettes, which we did in 2023. We're retiring, moving that over. It'll have the show episodes, clips. It'll have obviously the e-commerce, but what I'm going to take is you're going to be able to buy Deep Snap merch, Grumpy Bear merch, but then also a lot of these collabs that are upcoming this year. And so like I have brands that are giving me clothing and shoes and different things for the show. And
any brands you want to talk about?
I mean, not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
But a lot of cool stuff coming.
Okay.
And like
that's on the new website is the countdown.
Yeah.
So there'll be a countdown of when that's released.
There'll be countdowns for various. drops, limited drops, LUTs, presets. Like if you want like Lightroom presets, I'm gonna create those here soon. I already got like the LUTs that you can buy, and so I just needed like a better website where I could have everything in one place.
Yeah.
And so make it a more cohesive experience rather than linking out to a bunch of stuff. I just wanted to build a really cool catalog site where you can like watch videos, read, and then we'll have, if we have courses or like video lessons like that, I can build that on the site too. So we're building it to scale. So that's kind of the vision there.
Video lessons though, we want to turn that into a workshop though, right?
Yeah.
Later. Yeah.
Yeah. We'll have a whole thing there.
So if you have questions or if you want a little bit more of a
that'll be on Drafter too. That'll be like a Drafter thing.
Yeah, if you want something that's unique or hands-on, we'll have workshops about that. Which personally, I would love to sit in on a workshop with you talking about camera equipment and how you set up your camera, because there'll be times when you're setting, like even tonight, how you were messing with the ISO and stuff. Like I want you to talk about it. I want to hear what you're doing, like what set, like why did you do that or whatever. It's not apparent. What I've learned is it's not a cookie cutter. It's not a one size fits all. You have to adjust it based on your setting.
Even I see people make videos and I'm like, how'd you get that look? Like it's very nuanced.
Yeah.
There's guys that use like anamorphic lenses, or they'll use ND filters to get certain looks. Because like sometimes you can couple an ND filter with like a neon sign and it'll give you a different glow. There's so many ways to get different looks. And that's where it just becomes a stylistic thing. And a lot of the stylistic stuff that I have that people are like, how do you do that? Yeah, it's just like, I don't know, man. I just started filming with what I had and that's how it looked.
Yeah.
And then you stick with it and then you have a look. So that's why it's like, you don't want to overthink it. So some of the stuff I do, I just kind of stumbled on. But it's wild. And someone just asked what camera I use. Right now we're shooting on an FX30 and then an A7S III. I shoot on a Sony A1 most of the time. That's my main camera that I upgraded to last year.
And the lens. Talk about the lens.
I shoot almost everything on a 50 millimeter.
And mine is a 35 millimeter.
Yeah. So we have a 35. I try to stick with like the go-to film, 35 prime and a 50 prime. And then I have a 200, a 600.
Yeah.
For like, I do most of my landscapes and wildlife, all my wildlife obviously, but I do all my landscapes with telephoto lens. Sometimes I'll go wide, but I like to bring in the mountains.
Wide. My lens is a wide lens, right?
Yeah, 35s.
Yeah. And for low lights like this, it works really well.
That's the aperture.
The aperture. I actually didn't even know that when I.
Yeah.
Fun fact, I didn't know that when I bought it.
So yours is like a 1 point something, 1.2 or 1.4.
Yeah.
So that's
1.4, I think.
What lets light in. So I don't have my main lens here. I have this old 16 and 35 millimeter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's like a 4. So like this is a darker. So I had to bump the ISO up. So your lens is lenses will be the most expensive light. So like if you spend like an extra 500,000, you'll get like a couple more stops of aperture. Mm-hmm. So you can go from like a 4 or 5 aperture lens to like a 1.2, 1.4 or whatever.
Yeah.
But that gives you that blurry look too. It's like where one thing's in focus and everything's blurry.
That's my biggest problem.
Yeah.
I'll film something and like the mic will be in focus, but my face will not.
That's why you don't want to go too, like you want to have plenty of light in the room so you don't need to open it wide up. Ugh. Because like your nose can be in focus and your eyes, like it can get really shallow.
Oh my God. I know. I hate that. And you could film like an hour's worth of content. We don't even know if this is blurry or not.
I know.
I know. This could be a total bust.
Thanks. But yeah, so there's a lot we can do. I think what I'd like to do so I want to make the Grumpy Bear, I don't know, franchise, if you will. Like the newsletter is very written towards like, I don't know if you want to say like self-help, productivity. That's what the whole theme was last year. This podcast is just, well, first of all, one of the reasons I like Grumpy Bear is because I feel like so many people online put on a personality. Not a lot, not everybody, but enough people, and then they turn it off when the camera's off. And the thought of like having to be like, hey everybody, welcome back. Right. It was exhausting to me because it's like, guys, I am grumpy most of the time. So I'm just going to lean into that. And if I'm in a good mood, then I'll surprise you. But I don't want to like be, he's fake. You know, like I feel like if I can just own the grumpy thing, then I don't have to be nice to anybody.
Well, it's nice.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Not nice, but.
No, it's nice that you're consistent.
That's what I mean.
I like the consistency.
Yeah.
I don't like it if you're grumpy. Super nice and super grumpy. Be one or the other for me.
But I think that gives people permission to be like, hey, listen, I don't like introverts, for example. Like, I'll be at home, don't talk to me or whatever. I'll be with my cat or my dog or whatever.
Totally fine with that.
I saw a study today, or I saw a meme.
Yeah, what was that?
It said that no, this was a trust me bro type of meme. So I didn't do my I need to go find the studies, but this is something to look into.
Okay.
that dogs help produce dementia, but cats do not. Meaning, like, if you have a dog, like a pet dog,
Yeah.
like, it'll help with your, like, dementia and stuff. Like, help elderly folks, like, they stay active and whatever.
Yeah.
But there's no change for cat owners.
Oh, so if you're old, get a dog.
Yeah. Yeah, so all your old cat ladies, like, get a dog instead.
Get a dog instead.
Cat, yeah. Because, like, I guess you don't have, like, conversations and back and forth with cats like you do dogs. You know? Because, like, a dog...
Oh, yeah.
count,
they listen. You can tell
yeah,
they're
you
with
have an
you.
interaction.
Yeah, the
You
interaction.
can play fetch. You can, like, play games.
Yeah, cats.
Thought that was interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Is there anything else? We've been going for an hour and 5 minutes.
I don't know. I think that's good for our first Grumpy Bear podcast. I need to start cooking dinner. We've had
Yeah.
lots of that and need to start eating. So I'm cooking just chicken breasts with mozzarella and tomato with balsamic glaze on top. And I'm going to top it with a homemade pesto.
Yeah.
And that's it. There's no sides or anything.
So fired up.
Yeah?
You have no idea.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
This is why we're going to start making some cooking content.
I think when you told me about that, I'm telling you, I'm like super pumped about it. I think that's an amazing idea.
It's such a big part of everything we do. Because, like, travel, cooking out of the car,
Literally,
meal
yeah.
prep. Even when, like, I even did some meal prep. Like, I'd go to grocery store parking lots. I'd get, like, rotisserie chickens. And I would, like, meal prep in my car in the parking lot, put it in my fridge.
Oh.
And that would be my food for the week.
Really? When
Yeah.
you're out camping?
Yeah. So I would get
Amazing.
I'd buy like some like greens, like lettuce, and then like apples and maybe not, I wouldn't cut the apples on the spot, but like rotisserie chicken or whatever. So I didn't have to cook it. And I would just chop it up and like make a bunch of salads, like pre-made.
Oh, the rotisserie chicken's a great
I was
idea.
full on. Yeah. That's when I did like hardcore, more van lifestyle where
Yeah.
like I lived out of my car for like months on end.
Hey, don't sleep on those rotisserie chickens. They're amazing.
I love rotisserie
and
chicken.
they're so good. And they save so much time.
My buddy made one, Nick made one out of the oven, and it was pretty dang good. I think get his recipe.
Babe, I've cooked you a rotisserie chicken before.
Have you?
Yes, and you loved it.
It was good.
Okay, wait. Oh. It was, I cooked you a rotisserie chicken, and I was going to I used all like the bones and stuff to cook bone broth for Thanksgiving.
Oh, this is that day?
Remember, I cooked the whole chicken in my oven, and
This was your fault.
this was my fault. This was my fault. I don't blame you at all.
Okay, good.
This is
I
one
felt
of those,
bad, though.
I know you did.
I told you immediately.
And I felt bad about the whole situation, but it was more like no. So if you've ever made bone broth, you take the bones from a rotisserie chicken and you cook it for, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours. I soaked mine overnight in the refrigerator, and you just put like different like carrots and stuff, celery, whatever, onions, garlic, and I slow cooked it for like 3 or 4 hours. I put all the juices and stuff in a bowl, and on one side of the sink I had all like the guts, and not guts, but like just the bones and stuff that I was going to toss. I get a phone call. Okay. I'm so ADD. I take this phone call, I step away, I'm like, hello, I run upstairs really quick. Aaron comes in, he washes his hands because like it looks like
You're soaking a dish.
the bone broth looks like it's just dirty water. It really does. Like, he didn't know. How would he know? He would never have known. And then he washed his hands and he looked to the other sink. And I guess I could let you tell this part, but like he looked at the other side of the sink and thought, wait, and was confused. And then he comes upstairs and he goes, hey, was that chicken broth in the sink? Is that, or no, you didn't say it like that. You were like, you just asked, is that chicken broth in the sink? And I was like, yeah, why? And he was like,
Yeah.
I just washed my hands over it. I was like, no. I couldn't be mad at you. It was an accident.
Well, the left side of the sink had like the funnel thing where you like drain it.
I strained it, yeah.
You strain it, yeah. But then, but I couldn't see underneath it. So
Right.
I thought everything was on that side of the sink, and everything on the right side, it was just like what you were done with.
Oh yeah.
But then, but like as I was washing my hands and getting soap, all in this bowl of bone broth water, and I was
that
like,
literally took me like 24 hours to
it
make.
took me 24 hours to make. I started being like, this stuff's really hot. I could feel the heat radiating, and I was like, I don't think our water gets that hot. And I was like, oh no. And I looked over under the strainer. I lift the strainer up and it was completely empty under there. And I was like, oh no.
It was very Phoebe. Oh no.
It was like a TV show moment of like, oh, anyway, I was
Yeah.
like, I think I just washed my hands in the bone broth.
And he
that
did.
You spent 24 hours making.
And when he told me, I was more just crushed, not at him, but that I was so silly to leave it there. And you, like you said, you felt the heat coming up. It had probably been minutes since you did that, since you washed your hands when I ran upstairs. And
I thought about not telling you, just eating the soap, but
no, I tasted it.
Oh, you did?
I'm so glad that you told me though. I wasn't mad at
told
you,
you,
and
but I
I
was
hope
like-
that I didn't make you feel
I was
bad
like,
about it.
How much soap got in there? Maybe we won't notice. Maybe it's fine.
Well, that's what I was trying to determine, and I tried to like taste it after. Like I scooped the suds out on the side of the bowl, and then like I tried to. I know, and I was like, I can't. It like tastes like soap, so I had to just dump it out. But to make you feel better, one year, you know how you strain it. It was like, you know, when you cook pasta and you strain the pasta,
Yeah.
you're dumping out the liquids.
Yeah.
I've cooked so much pasta in my day that I thought that that's what I was doing when I was dumping the liquids out. So I didn't have a bowl underneath to catch the liquids. So I dumped out all of my bone broth into the sink. I dumped it. And I was like,
So bone broth is still a work in progress.
yeah, I thought I told you that to make you feel better. Sorry about that.
Not at the time.
Now you know.
No, I know.
Well,
Someone said that you take the grumpy out of me.
they take the grumpy out of you.
Yeah, like I'm less grumpy
Ah, yeah.
because of you.
Aw, that's cute. I like that.
Stay tuned for episode 7 where things. That was quick for our Friends fans. Scratch that on episode 7. Never mind.
Okay, I gotta go cook dinner. Okay.
On that
for
note.
the podcast and scene. But